Good afternoon, good late afternoon, good evening. It's kind of right in that shift, 6:52 p.m. Hope that you guys are doing well. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is thundering out there. It is getting ready to storm absolutely mad. And what better time to listen to some music? I don't know about you, but a rainy time is a good time to listen to some music. So let's go ahead and listen to Jonathan Jeremiah. We're going to listen to this track, We Come Alive, from his album of the exact same name, released in 2025, here just recently. We're listening to this because this was suggested and sponsored by Christian. Christian, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the support as well. I appreciate that. I can't say that I've heard of Mr. Jeremiah, but judging by the album cover, which is very psychedelic, I love that. It makes me think that it's going to be perhaps some sort of modern day psychedelia. That's best I can surmise. But it reminds me of, there's a band called Baroness, and it reminds me kind of a little bit of their colors as well. This seems like it's going to be a very chill psychedelic experience. Or for all we know, could be deathcore. There's one way to find out. Let's go ahead and listen to it. We'll discuss it a little bit after. Do you hear it? It's rumbling a lot out there. Let's go.
My lungs are short for breath.
Deep, soulful voice.
With this pounding at my heart, reaching up into shadow, the cruel waves above. The salt, it almost tastes like sweetness. How long has it lingered all this time? Reaching down into shadow, ruins above. And though I'm breaking like those sunken fleets, visions that surrender inside, it's going through times like these. We come alive.
Come alive.
We come alive.
It's not what I was expecting. Love that calm stand-up bass. The soft thump amongst the rhythm.
And though I'm breaking like those sunken blades, visions that surrender inside, it's going through times like these. We come alive.
I love that choir of voices behind.
We come alive. Some rivers break through walls. Rise through rivers and break through walls. Rise through rivers and break through walls. Rise through rivers that break through walls. Rise through rivers and break through walls. Rise through rivers that break through walls. We rise through rivers that break through walls.
bass took over. What an ending to this track. Looking at this album cover, I'm thinking something modern psychedelic. That is not it. This is not it. This was some brilliant, if I may, progressive soul, progressive R&B. I don't know. It has a really nice flavor to it. Jonathan, what a great voice. Rich in depth, strewn with textures as well, but with a deep sensibility and heart of soul to round it all out and to kind of provide the hearth to the house that is his tone. He sounds absolutely great. And his voice sounds unique without being, I do not mean this offensive, weird. Hear me out. Peter Hamill, I'm just taking him as an example. Extremely unique voice. To maybe the average listener, weird. But that works to his advantage, obviously. One of my favorite vocalists. So, like I said, I'm not saying it in a derogatory way. Bringing it back here, I really like how Jonathan just has that voice that is filled with heart and is unique. It sounds like you could pick him out in a lineup of singers. You know, sometimes a singer's voice, you know, it may kind of fade in with others. You know, not everybody has the most unique sounding voice or approach to singing. But I would say that Jonathan, while you can perhaps hear some of his inspirations, he makes it his own. He sounds really, really great. And can I tell you, the way that he moves into the ending, into the outro, as he repeats the lines over and over again, he turns his voice into something of a spiritual mantra at the end. And I like how it just builds up and builds up and builds up while never losing the ambience in which his voice is located. It's just a really great sensibility, not only between Jonathan and his voice, but between the production side of things and not losing him, keeping him in the forefront, but not necessarily front and center, as especially later on in the track, you have that trumpet that becomes front and center, and that is brilliant. Now, this is going to be a little bit of recency bias because I've been listening to Jon Hassell recently. I've been listening to this album called, I'm going off on a side tangent. It's okay. Come with me. I've been listening to this album called Sawan, which was released in 2009. And I was just looking up Jon Hassell and I wanted to explore some more from him. So I listen to music on my own too. Believe it or not, I explore things on my own. and I probably might take one of these tracks and do it for a Long Sung Saturday. And it's a really cool project between Hassell and I don't know where these other musicians are from, and I don't want to assume, but like it's just really great. This is a couple tracks. Okay, I might do that for just a JP faves. Getting back to this though, however, that trumpet solo is out of this world and exactly what I love. That's going to be Till Bronner on the trumpet, and I'm just pulling up his Discogs page so we can perhaps learn a little bit from Mr. Bronner. He's involved in many things jazz adjacent, classical adjacent. Looking at some of the albums and such that he's credited with, appearances as well. Some Gershwin, Jamaican style Kingston Lounge. I mean, he's everywhere. Bootsy Collins as well. Nicola Conte, okay. Sea and sand, water and shell. I know Nicola Conte. He's been quite around though, and quite prolific in where he's been featured and such. And his solo is absolutely out of this world. And because, like I said, I'm invoking John Hassel here, it has such a beautiful ambience, but a powerful reservation behind it. And the waves of music that are beneath that is really nice too. I mentioned it during the track briefly, but the bass playing in the beginning, it was simple in its rhythm and in the notation, but it provides so much of a movement towards the track. And on the bass, it's going to be Ruben Samama. Handling the bass here. And like I said, just really nice in the beginning. Let me pull it back to the track here really quick. The intro, the first half, not the intro, the first half of the track is really great. A lot of little details. You hear some keys happening. Of course, like, guitar. But there's a lot of details in the movement in the background of this. That's when you have a full band on stage, and you may be paying more attention to perhaps the lead singer, the guitarist, but the percussionist is back there, the pianist is back there. There's a lot of other things happening in the realm of this track. And I love how when it gets to that outro, right before we get this pause, we get this hesitance. I love a good pause. I love when a track is almost divided into two parts or more, and the first half ends with nearing silence, if not silence, and then it kind of begins anew. Not completely different from what came before, because you don't want it to sound like two completely different songs just mashed together. There's no context, there's no semblance, but you want that to connect in a way. And the way that was done here, I think worked incredibly well. He just gets that. We're already building that up. We're already building that mantra up. This is a gentle tremble and tremor of explosive. I love the choir used behind. I just want to get to the fade out here. So that was like a great ending. But listen to how the bass especially comes in and builds that back up. See, it carries the same notes and some of those same through lines. Like the voice in the back there, remnant from the choir, right? The bass is now just playing a little bit more built up. Here comes Jonathan, back in, reclaiming the mantra, and here's the trumpet. And it just rides, man. That is fantastic. I love that ending so much. It makes the track. The track was already enjoyable, beyond compare, but the ending, to me, is inspiring. Truly, that's a really, really fantastic one. Let's look at these lyrics here. Though my lungs are short of a full breath, with this pounding at my heart, reaching up in the shadow of the cruel waves above, salt, it almost tastes like sweetness. How long has it lingered on this tongue? This salt has been on my tongue, metaphorically, so long that it almost tastes like something sweet. He's perhaps gotten used to this particular taste, if you will. Reaching down into shadow at the ruins of us, though I'm breaking like those sunken fleets. Visions of surrender in sight. It's going through times like these we come alive. It's through struggle, basically, in which you find your inner strength. If you're in a comfortable position, there's no reason to struggle. There's no reason to perhaps motivate yourself more than is necessary. But when you find yourselves in these darkest depths, in a hole, so to speak, in a pit, that's when you find the strength you need to climb out, perhaps more strength than you realized you had before. And as he mentions, as he repeats, we rise through rivers, we break through walls. And that is that key of motivation. That is the outcome. Even within those darkest places, man, you can light up a room and you can find that strength. I think that this is a really great track. Nice lyrics as well, especially I like lyrics that are impactful and short as well. Yes, we love the verbose, we love the lyrical, but sometimes it's nice just to get the message in a nice compact way, succinct, just as profound. Caveman says, "Why many words when few do good?" Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Christian, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the support as well. It's a fantastic piece. It's a really great listen. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Come back again tomorrow, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.